Hello friends, my name is Archana and welcome to my channel Circuit Globe. Today in this video I will explain you what is a transformer, their principle and working. After watching this video, you will be able to know what is a transformer, why the transformer is called the static device, how the transformer transmits the power at the same frequency, what is the working principle of transformer, self and mutual induction phenomena on transformer, and how the transformer work. So friends, let's get started. First of all, understand what is a transformer. The transformer is a static device which transfers the alternating electrical power from one circuit to another at the same frequency. Now here two questions arises in your mind. First one is that why it is called the static device, and second one is that how it transfers the power at the same frequency. Now first understand why it is called the static device. The transformer has no moving part. Means like you can see in the induction motor there is a rotating magnetic field, stator, rotor, and also the torque generated in that motor, it is also rotating in nature. So that machine has rotating part for completing their process. But in transformer, complete process of transferring the power can done without any rotating part. Transformer simply has no rotating part, and the complete transfer of power can be done through their static part. This is the reason, friends, we call the transformer a static device. Now how transformer transfer the power at same frequency? Here you can see in this image the transformer consists two electrical circuit and one magnetic circuit. Okay, so these two electrical circuit are interconnected by one common magnetic circuit. By the help of this magnetic circuit, the transformer are capable of transferring the power at the same frequency. Working principle of transformer. The transformer work on the principle of electromagnetic induction. The electromagnetic induction phenomena says if we supply the alternating current across the coil, then alternating flux induces across the coil. The magnitude of the flux is directly proportional to the current induces in the coil. Also, the direction of flux is depend on the direction of the current. By the help of the right hand grip rule, we can determine the direction of the current. The right hand grip rule says if we hold our right hand finger like this, then the curls of the finger shows the direction of the current, while the direction of flux is given by the thumb. Now here we can say because of the alternating current, the alternating magnetic flux induces across the conductor. This flux induces the EMF across their coils. So here we can say this induced EMF is the effect, and it is caused because of the alternating current. Now according to Lenge's law, the causes always oppose the effect. Here effect is the alternating EMF that induces in the coil, and the cause is the alternating current that we supply to the coil. So according to Lenge's law, this EMF always opposes the supply voltage. Here in this case, the polarity of the induced EMF is opposite to the supply polarity, and hence we can say this EMF opposes the supply voltage. Now consider we are placing one more coil near to the alternating flux of the first coil. So according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, the EMF induces in the coil. Because of this EMF, the current of very small magnitude start flowing through the coil. The magnitude of current is small because there is an air gap between the coil, and the air gap has very high reluctance. Because of the high reluctance air gap, the small magnitude of alternating flux links with the secondary coil, and hence a very small magnitude of current induces in the coil. Now for inducing the large magnitude of current in the secondary coil, we need a low reluctance path between the coil. So here in case of transformer we are using the steel. Friends, the steel provides the flux a very low reluctance path, and because of this low reluctance path, the whole of the magnetic flux that induces in the first winding is induces to the secondary winding, and the equal magnitude of current start flowing in the secondary winding of the coil. Working of transformer. The transformer has mainly two main parts. These are the windings of the transformer and the core of the transformer. The core of the transformer is made by laminated silicon steel. This laminated silicon steel provides the very low reluctance path to the magnetic flux, and that's why we are using it for making the core of the transformer. Okay, here we have two separate windings. The first one is the primary winding of the transformer and the second one is the secondary winding. The winding through which we supply the input to the transformer, that winding is called the primary winding of the transformer, and the transformer through which the load is connected, that winding is called the secondary winding of the transformer. Here what happens, when we give the alternating supply to the primary winding of the transformer, then one alternating current start flowing through that winding. Because of this current, the flux induces in the winding. This flux induces one EMF in the winding. Now how this flux induces the EMF in the winding? This happens because of the self-induction phenomena. The self-induction phenomena says if alternating current flow through any winding, then EMF induces in the winding. So according to self-induction phenomena, one EMF induces in the primary winding of the transformer. Now we can say that this EMF is the effect of the supply voltage. Means this EMF is the effect and it is caused because of the supply voltage. Now here comes the Lange's law. The Lange's law says the cause always opposes the effect. So here the EMF induces in the winding because of the supply voltage, and hence we can say that this EMF opposes the supply voltage. The polarity of the induced EMF is opposite to that of the supply voltage. Now the flux that induces in the primary winding of the transformer, that flux link with the secondary winding of the transformer. This happened because of the mutual induction phenomena. Now here, what is mutual induction? The mutual induction phenomena says when we place any coil near to the alternating current carrying coil, then the flux that induces in the alternating current carrying coil, that flux links with the secondary coil too, and because of this flux linking, one EMF induces in that coil. The same phenomena happen in the transformer. So because of this mutual induction phenomena, the alternating flux of primary winding link with the secondary winding of the transformer. Because of this flux linking, one EMF induces in that coil too. Okay, so this EMF is also opposite in polarity because it induces because of the supply voltage. Okay, now because of this EMF, one alternating current start flowing in the secondary winding of the transformer. Here the magnitude of the secondary current is almost same to that of the primary winding of the transformer. This happens because we provide the very low reluctance path between these two windings. We using here steel, and steel has very low reluctance path. Because of that path, whole of the flux that link in the primary winding of the transformer, that flux is completely linked with the secondary winding of the transformer. Ideally we can say there is no loss between these two windings, but practically few losses occur in that winding too. This is all for today guys. I hope you like my video. For detailed study about the topic, you may refer my official website, which is thecircuitglobe.com. Here you can see I explain the topic in detail. Here you can study the necessity of transformer, their construction, their types, EMF equation of transformer, the losses that occur in the transformer, and the efficiency. So much of the topic of transformer I cover here in my content. So for detailed study, please refer this website. Friends, please like, comment, share, and for getting the more technical videos like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel.